All right, guys. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Tomorrow's day 3 of our practice. Typically on Wednesday, we'll be focusing on third downs. Okay, so third downs are the money downs. So we are going to attack third downs with ferocity. Okay, so tomorrow's emphasis is on third down, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 5, 3rd and long. We're going to send our pressures. We're going to be sound and we're going to get after people and we're going to force the ball back to us. Okay. If we talk again about what we need to do, and we'll say this in every meeting, every time, we got to continue to communicate. Okay. We got to be loud and we have to be able to have everyone on the same page. We're still not there yet as a team. Okay. I think our juice is picking up. I think we're starting to run around a little bit more recklessly, which is fantastic. We got to be able to align, assign, get our stance, get our key, communicate under that umbrella. So let's focus tomorrow on communication. Okay, continuing with our monster blitzes, right? So building off of, Sandman and Boogeyman. Okay, we're going to move into two ones that you have not seen much of. Okay, the first one is going to be Eagle Creeper. Okay, so Creeper is going to be a double C gap or double edge blitz, always from the field unless otherwise told. So this is going to be a field pressure. Okay, the way it's going to look, a couple of things that always go into play. It's a monster blitz. It's in our Halloween package. What does that mean? Rules. We're going to have black coverage. Okay, so we're going to get man-free coverage everywhere we can. We are going to banana peel, okay, on the back. So whoever the C gap or last outside rusher is going to be responsible for flare. Okay, now into the boundary, we are setting a net. Okay, we're casting a net or putting up a spider web, and we're waiting for the flush to come to us. All right, and so we are going to, whether we are in Hawk, whether we are in Outlaw, okay, whether we are in Eagle, our players have to get into B and C gap. Okay, and we're going to ask the jag to actually, on passes, to get north because you're going to get the flush. I'll explain that in a moment. Opposite that, okay, so we have our end and our tackle. What's going to happen is you are actually going to be executing a long stick. That's a different technique. Long stick is a two gap exchange, a two gap movement. Okay, typically we've been doing one gap movements. Check out the nose. All right, but now we are going to work lateral, okay, and we are going to be reading the next inside man as we cross the face of the player we have an outside shade on. So this tackle has an outside shade on the guard. Okay, so as he steps, he's now got eyes on the center. Okay, you'll work the technique tomorrow, but basically the rule is if he shows you teeth, if he's sliding to you, if he's working to you, we are going to rip across his face and immediately get vertical. We want to get north hard now, cross his face. If he shows you his tail, we want to chase it. We are going to bend and chase tail flat because if he's zoning away, okay, what'll happen is you will be able to get on his hip pocket, stay down the line of scrimmage, and make the tackle. So that is the same for the end and the tackle on this play. We are going to long stick and read the next man over. So he becomes your visual. He becomes the person that you are going to want to target. Okay, now in terms of Creeper, Creeper is a C-gap pressure for both of the backers. On pre-snap, okay, and this is something that we have to time up, the Mike and the Will are going to work hard to the edge outside of the end. Okay, literally going to be standing there. Now, we don't want to be standing there for too long, so we got to make sure that we are timing this up to get down there. The Mike is going to be the outside player, and the Will is going to be the inside player. The inside player is going to do what we call a crash pressure or crash rush. Okay, what does a crash rush mean? Crash means he is on a down block, okay, or an inside step from the tackle. He's going to crash down the line of scrimmage, okay, essentially closing this B gap because if this tackle steps down, he's replacing him to close the B gap. Okay. If the tackle works back or out, he can rip cross face and work into the B gap. Okay, so ultimately the crash blitzer is a B gap player, but he's working it from the outside in. This is technique will work on the field. The Mike, you are going to be your cage rusher. Okay, so you are going to be more vertical. All right, and if it is pass and this running back steps up, you're going to work hard to flush the quarterback, okay, into the boundary where again we have players waiting for him. So we want everything working into the boundary where we're casting our net. Where this is really dangerous, a great blitz, is if the team runs zone. So on a team that's running true zone, okay, so think about, our Florida or Gator. On Florida or Gator, if the running back is zoning down, we have the crash rusher is going to be tackling the running back. This is why he must be flat down the line of scrimmage. The Mike is responsible for quarterback. So what we can't do on zone is have the will be too far upfield or the will not be crashing because that does open that cutback lane for the running back. So we need to take the air out of the zone away by tightening down. And again, if the team wants to run a zone lock, which we call Miami or Dolphin, and you get the tackle to your face, he's going to work across his face into B gap. Okay, so this is Eagle Creeper. Now you're going to look at it right here. Please disregard the front. This is a college team doing this out of a 3 down. Okay, but what I want you to see is how the linebackers get to their spots and are in really good place to be able to play this play. So let's take a look right here. So the linebackers pre-snap are going to work down. Okay, and we have our, the Mike here is going to be your cage rusher, and the Will is going to be your crash rusher. Okay, and what happens is, all right, the running back can only take one, and so the Mike being outside, the running back steps to him, and now you have the Will who's free, and now as he stepped down, he can get up and at the quarterback, right? And now the quarterback's got nowhere to go with the ball. So we'll see that whole thing again, and you can see just how effective of a pressure this is. So this is Eagle Creeper. And there it is. Okay. Now, Creeper's cousin, okay, is going to be Eagle Reaper, okay, as in Grim Reaper. Similar concept, okay, in fact, almost identical concept with one little caveat, one change. In this scenario, okay, the Mike now becomes the inside rusher because his outside rusher is going to be the Rover. Now, this is great if you have a number 2 receiver and the Rover can align on top of him, similar to what a Rover may do in Raven. Okay, the Mike is going to crash rush. My end and my tackle are going to long stick, reading the next inside man. The nose is going to work into B gap, and the jack is going to be a C gap, and they're casting the net. Everything else on the perimeter looks similar except for 2 people, okay? Because we're sending our Rover and our Mike, we're going to need some field side help from the free safety. So now our free safety is going to work down on top of number 2, but our sniper is also on the opposite number 2 in this case. And so what we'll need to do is get some help, okay, from the Will. This is a little bit different in terms of things we've done. Okay, and so we are going to do what we call a rat or post technique from the Will. Depends on the week, okay, or depends on our game plan. But the Will, you are going to start in the opposite B gap on Reaper, okay, and you are going to, on the snap, bail, okay, and get yourself to the middle of the box. Okay, so we're working to kind of the middle third of the defense, but we don't necessarily expect you to get too deep. So we're looking at about 8 to 10 yards. And what you're doing is you're actually either looking for crossing, anything that gets inside, or looking at quarterback if he's an escaper. So Eagle Reaper, very nice pressure, very similar to Creeper. Let's take a look at what it looks like. Okay, this is not a great look at the blitz, but it's a good look at the blitz patterns. Okay, so let's take a look. So we know they have a Reaper call here. That means the Mike. Okay, Mike is right here, rather. He's stepping down and he's going to run the heel line. He's the crash blitzer. Here's our rover in great perspective in terms of him coming off the edge. So let's take a look at what happens. All right, we're going to stop right here. Picture looks good from the front side. Okay, we have the crash player who's going to work under the running back. He should actually be a little tighter. And we have the outside player working havoc over the top. Now you can see they're going to flush this guy. Where this breaks down is they didn't cast the net. So we have no jack presence on the boundary. So watch what happens with the quarterback. He's going to run and be flushed, but there's no one there for him. Okay, so that's problematic. So you can understand if we were able to cast the net, we'd be running this quarterback right into a sack. Okay, but again, take a look at the pressure. Not a great job also, I would say, by these guys. They should be long sticking. They don't. Okay, but you get a sense of what this does. We're going to work on it on the field tomorrow. Okay, so again, we have Eagle Creeper and Eagle Reaper.